Up on the eastern side of the Taita Gorge in the Hutt Valley, the new laboratories for the Soil Bureau of the Department of Scientific and Industrial Research are almost ready for the scientists to move in. Here, science is not neglecting the arts. Mr. Norman Taylor, director of the Soil Bureau, confers with Mr. MERVYN Taylor, the designer of a mural for the entrance of the new building. The mural depicts the ceremonial digging of the first kumara of the season. While the tohunga puts his core under the kumara, a row of diggers wait to start on the rest of the crop. Above is a double-headed stone kumara god. Agriculture was once regulated by magical and religious ceremony, but today it's controlled more and more by the results of detailed scientific observation. Originally trained as an engraver of silver, MERVYN Taylor first gained fame as an artist through his woodcuts. Many young New Zealanders have known his work through the school journal illustrations. Now his field has extended to include sculpture, painting and murals. As well as the mural, there'll be an example of the elaborate Maori art of wood carving. This is being done by Mr. Charles Tuarau, a professional carver on the Dominion Museum staff. The central figure is again a kumara god. The rhythmic curves of the carving are traditional, as is the carved mallet. The flanking figure represents stages in the career of the discoverer Ue Tarangiora, who came from Hawaii to New Zealand and went beyond to the Antarctic. The central kumara god is based on a classic double-headed figure. Everybody at the Soil Bureau will be strongly reminded that agriculture in New Zealand has a long history. There's still a little afternoon sun as the Navy's Fleet Auxiliary Hauraki slips out of Auckland on her once-a-fortnight trip round the Hauraki Gulf. A veteran of these waters, the Hauraki will be out of Auckland for 3 days if the weather's good, 4 if it's bad. Her job is servicing the lighthouses that dot the Gulf. As on all small vessels, the cook has to produce from a small space good square meals, roll or no roll. There are 3 manned lighthouses and 7 automatic lights to guide ships into the island-studded Hauraki Gulf. For servicing, the manned lighthouses are visited once a fortnight and every automatic once every 3 months. Always on the schedule is a call to Little Barrier Island and its bird sanctuary. There's no light on Little Barrier, but a keeper and his family live there to protect the birds, and Hauraki is their only contact with the outside world. This away-from-it-all life is grand when supplies arrive in calm weather, but a little uncomfortable when there's a sea running. The Hauraki shelters for the night, and at daybreak she's heading for the light of Moko Hinau flashing on the horizon. Moko Hinau stands well out to sea north of Little Barrier, and there's seldom smooth water here. Getting supplies to the 3 keepers and their families is a fortnightly exercise in seamanship. By watching carefully, you'll see the dinghy in against the shoreline. Now you see them? Now you don't. Ah, there they are again. With practice, you can certainly land and load quite a lot from an open boat on an open shore. A letter to post, and Moko Hinau's been serviced for another fortnight. Its light will keep flashing out over the Pacific, guiding sailors and ships into the port of Auckland.
Young people all over the country are enthusiastically supporting theatrical and musical groups touring their schools. They are given the opportunity to see and hear outstanding artists, like Antonio Losada, who today find in the schools most appreciative audiences.
A classical guitar is specially constructed so that its sound will project in any hall or theatre. This particular guitar came from the house of Jose Ramirez of Madrid, whose family have been making guitars for 3 generations. My husband is a graduate of the Conservatorium of Madrid and then later studied under Maestro Andres Segovia. It takes 5 men 1 month to make one classical guitar, with each man working individually.
Cuando quieras.
Serenata Española No. 2 by Joaquin Malats.